without further ado, we're back into the conversation. Yo, yo, yo! We are back on the gaming tour of America, powered by Energizer. We're still on the bus. Oh my God, it is a late night, but the boys are here. It's Ben, Mike, and Josh, and... Dream! Let's go! Welcome to the bus, Dream! Dream!
I'll plug myself.
He's got the mask and everything, huh?
Yeah, never take it off, right?
Yeah. How are we going to confirm that it's actually you? Because people aren't going to believe us that we actually got Dream.
I guess you won't know.
Just take the word for it.
I guess you'll have to be like, well, who else has a mask? I can see. You want to put some fingers up? You can tell.
Yeah, you saw the fingers. We're good.
All right, yeah. Well, if this is the real Dream, obviously you just had a crazy face reveal. The mask is back on, but I think all the fans are wondering, what body part will you reveal next?
Don't answer that.
Which one would you like me to?
I was thinking, well, I was going to say pinky, but I already took a gander. I think maybe someone threw back of the elbow in the ring.
Ooh, we've been waiting for that one, honestly. That was like the most anticipated one.
Yeah, maybe if
Actually,
we're lucky, after the stream, we could...
Yeah, off camera. You're making this feel like the Bang Bus or something. I don't know what happened, but...
Sorry about that. We're going to go back to the PG territory here. But yeah, we want to talk about your whole progression and how you've blown up to this astronomical level. So can you kind of just take us back to step one of your entire journey in this content world and what really got you started in the first place?
Oh God, there's so much. I feel like there's a reason not everyone can or is like a massive YouTuber or something, because there's so much to it, and there's so many details and little things that add up.
Yeah.
I don't really know if there's one thing I can point to and go, oh, was my first step, because I kind of I created a plan, I guess, which was maybe my first step when I decided that I wanted to do YouTube as a job.
Yeah.
Obviously, I had posted no videos, and I was working a real job, and I was like, but I want to do YouTube, or I want to do something creative, where I can actually like express myself. And I felt like trapped, not being in my own brain, not being able to like put my ideas out into the world.
Right.
And so I was like, but I can't do it as I've been doing it when I was a kid and everything. I have to actually like do it as a job. And so I put together a plan, and I looked at, the top YouTubers and what they were doing. I worked for YouTubers for a couple months, and I helped them with YouTube videos as well to try and see, learn kind of from the inside. And I coded, plugins for people, and then I once I came up with that plan, then I was just like, all right, I'm going to follow it, and then I got lucky, and
luck.
Did you have any like big inspirations or like any mentors specifically from like YouTube?
I mean, I took inspiration from a lot of people. I mean, obviously the big one you can always point to is like Mr. Beast. Obviously, I used a lot of stuff that he had said back in the day about what he gained from YouTube. And then even like it was like, well, there's probably more that if he's saying this stuff, there's probably more he's not saying. So looking into his videos, the video structure, the description of his videos, things like that, and just picking up on even just like the little things and being like, oh, why does he do that? There must be a reason. It's something slightly weird. And not even just Mr. Beast, but with like a ton of other YouTubers. So inspiration is definitely like Mr. Beast, and I feel like all the OG guys, back in even like Smosh. I know Smosh got back together recently, but a ton of the OG YouTubers, and especially the ones back in 2019, whenever I was first starting to look to for to study.
So you obviously have blown up like crazy on YouTube, and I'm sure there's a ton of like young aspiring YouTubers watching. What's like one thing you can give an advice to like someone who's trying to make it big and grow in whatever community they're in?
Yeah, be yourself. That's the first thing. I feel like never be ashamed of who you are, because everyone is different unless you try and be someone else. So I think everyone in the world is unique and is born unique and has a unique way they think and so on and so forth. But if you try and be someone else or emulate someone else's in the way they think, then you're not going to be as unique as you were. So always be yourself. And I also think that the biggest, in terms of actual like success, is like the biggest thing you always want to look at is just genuinely, am I doing something better than someone else, or am I doing something different than someone else? And it kind of has to be one or the other. You have to do something that's new that no one's seen, and you're like, oh, that's so cool, that's new, or something that they have seen before, but they go, oh, that's better, that's better than this other thing. And I think that if you're doing one of those two things, then you're probably going to be successful. And if you're doing neither, then the odds are that you're probably not, because if you're just doing something someone has done a million times, then
Yeah.
You know what's crazy though is like how fast you've blown up. It's only been like 3 years roughly. Because it feels like for how big you are like a mythical figure, it feels like. And it feels like you've been around forever, but it's only really been like 3 years, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, I uploaded my first video as Dream July 2019. So
2019.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the day?
9th, I think, or the 7th.
Okay, nice.
7th or 9th.
Jeez.
Okay. We'll have to celebrate that day. Your
Yeah.
anniversary. We'll be on the bus.
Wait, so did your first video just like pop off, or were there a few like duds, or what was that?
So
like?
my first video didn't. My first video, I mean, it popped off relatively because I didn't have many subscribers, and it did get a lot of views. Now it has a lot of views as well. But I think back then it probably got like 50, 100K or something. I could be also underestimating because I
banger.
don't remember. It was a good video.
Yeah.
For when I had no subscribers. So.
Yeah.
But I remember when my fourth or my fifth video blew up, then it made that one go viral. So like that one became more viral than the one that I just uploaded, even though that one, even though the one went more viral at first. So it like boosted people, because people went back and when they wanted to see my first video, and they were like, what is this video?
Yeah. And you've had videos like in like the hundreds of millions of views. Like you don't have to say it, but like, what is like the revenue from YouTube from like one of those videos? Like we can't even fathom.
One of the top ones.
One of the top ones.
Genuinely, complete honesty, I haven't looked. Like,
Really?
I mean, I probably have looked, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, oh wow, this.
Too many
video.
zeros to count, right?
Actually, that does bring up a good point though, because I watched you on the BFFs pod. You were just on that a couple weeks ago, or maybe even last week, and you were talking about how like passionate you. Obviously, like on the creative side, you're a genius, but you were so passionate about the analytics and the numbers and like all the specificities of what it takes to upload a banger YouTube video that can reach that kind of crazy performance. And then what did Dave Portnoy say back to that? Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Oh, he asked me if I was autistic. I mean, I think that I guess I was less talking about the numbers, and I was more talking about just like the inner workings. Like I'm always so curious about like how things work, and so I was like I am very curious about like algorithms and
100%.
and like people. I think that I'm really I love how like I think there's a world where I was like into psychology or something, because I think the way people work is so interesting, and really like almost every algorithm is a user-based algorithm where it's like we're just trying to predict what the user will like because we want them to stay on our site. And so at the end of the day, if I can predict better than the algorithm what the user will like, then the algorithm will kind of form around my content. And so I think that's just I like, and I was talking about that, and he cut me off for that, which was unexpected to say the
That's
least.
crazy.
Your videos, I have to say, like, are almost like perfect. Like, I remember like hearing your name for like so long, like this dream guy. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll check out one of his videos. It was a manhunt video, and I typically don't really watch Minecraft content anymore, but I literally watched it from zero all the way to the end, like a 50-minute video. Like, they are so engaging the whole way through, and I feel like it's just like so unique.
Yeah.
And also how incredibly good you are at Minecraft. It's absurd.
I'm a little rusty.
You're a little rusty?
And now that I'm going and actually doing things, I have
Yeah.
less time to sweat Minecraft, but I'm still damn good, but a little rusty.
Yeah.
When did you start on Minecraft?
I played Minecraft since I was like 11, so I've been playing Minecraft pretty much as long as I can remember. I've been playing Minecraft. So
Wait, so we asked Sap a little bit earlier, but in the Dream SMP, who are the top 5 players? And you can include yourself.
in PvP.
Yeah. And overall as a Minecraft player.
In what version?
What do you mean? Like just what?
Well,
Is it like
There's
PvP?
two different.
well,
there's two
we
different
asked-
versions of Minecraft. They're extremely different.
Like
And so
creative and PvP?
There's an older one and there's
Oh.
a newer one, and the old one is like the main combat that's on multiplayer servers.
Yeah.
And then the new one is the one that's used in like manhunts and most people's videos on YouTube.
Just so we're on the same.
It's like when I did a duel with Technoblade, we did 5 rounds in the old combat and 5 rounds in the new combat, and he won 4 rounds to 1 in the old combat, and I won 3 rounds to 2 in the new combat. So he won overall, or whatever. It was something close to that. I think I just butchered the numbers, but so there's
there's a different weight to each one. I see what you're saying. Well, what we asked Sabnam was overall, who are the top 5 gamers in Dream SMP? Just
gamers. Oh, not
gamers.
Minecraft. Gamers. That's a
Pure gamers.
well, yeah. Let's see. Gamers. Let me think. Puns is up there. So I think probably I'd go. In terms of gamers, I'd probably say 1 Sapnap. I'd probably say 2 Puns.
I think we're tracking so far.
Yeah,
boys.
that's exactly what Sap had, I'm pretty sure.
I'd probably say 3 George. Probably.
Oh,
Really?
He didn't have George.
Wow.
Oh, the disrespect.
He had George at 5.
Yeah.
George said he sucks at games.
But I'm like devaluing. I'm kind of devaluing myself a little bit in Minecraft because I'm like I suck at every other game. I'm not even good at other games usually. Other than I'm good at games that people don't really consider games. Like I'm good at like GeoGuessr and like the weird games. Yeah, no, I'd probably put myself. So I guess that my top 5 would be.
Damn. Wait, how good at GeoGuessr? Like, if we send you a photo from the bus in like the middle of nowhere, would you know?
I think I'd probably be able to try and work it out. I'm very again just like Mike. I'm very rusty. There was a period where I was like for like months I was just grinding it out, and I was doing pretty good. But yeah, not right now.
Are you buddies with Geo Rainbolt?
Rainbolt's awesome. I love him. I played in a pro GeoGuessr tournament with him. I was not like all these other guys were like way better than me. But
Dude,
like
some of those are scary, bro. That is crazy.
find in 1 second know exactly where you are. You sees your toilet seat or something. I was like, oh, well.
So you said your first video did really well for normal people's standards, but for your standard now it was like a unsignificant amount. But like, was there a certain point in your YouTube journey where you hit a point where you're like, oh my god, I made it and I could do this for the rest of my life?
I mean, I don't know if I can do this for the rest of my life, but I definitely, yeah, I had a moment where I was like, wow, no, I've made it, and it was like it was before I actually had like made it, but I'm pretty sure I could be completely misremembering, but there was like one day in November of 2019, I think in that day I gained 100K subscribers or something like that, and I wasn't even at 1 million yet. And then of course I like plateaued. Like December sucked. I was like, oh my god, like I like fell off in December. It's like I think December I barely gained any subs, and like my videos got not a lot less views. So it was like right after this massive month for me.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure there was
1,000 subs.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a day where I gained 100K.
Jesus.
But I could be wrong. It was at least like it was a lot of subs. It was like 50K or something in one day, and I was like, oh my god, I'm blowing up. Like this is crazy.
So you had a very unique style of fame because nobody knew what you looked like, and then but you were still famous. And then one day everything shifted. What was like the biggest difference between pre-face reveal and post-face reveal in your entire life?
That's a really good question. I feel like I used to like to. I mean, I used to always. I'm such a social person. I used to always like just talk to strangers and be like, and just be very social. Someone gets in an elevator with me, I'm like, oh hey, where are you from? You know, whatever. And I would try and do it to try and like up my social skills or something, just to random strangers. I do that less now, because of the fact that I'm just like, they're gonna ask me questions that I may not want to answer. I may not want to like tell them what I do, or like I remember I felt so awkward. I got in the elevator in like my Airbnb earlier today, and like literally someone got in and they're like, they saw my bracelets, and it was like from VidCon. I had a bunch of fan bracelets on, and they're like, oh, you have your bracelets. You a bit of a raver or something. And I was like, no, I'm not a raver. And she was like, oh, well, then what? And I was like, do I say like, these are my fans' bracelets they gave me?
World famous.
Yeah, exactly. So I sat there in silence, right, and looked down, looked back up at her, and then she like gave me kind of like a quizzical look, and I was like, they're from the convention. I was at VidCon, and you know VidCon, and she was like, yeah, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, bye. I was like, oh my god, that was like one of the most awkward, like, what do I say? So that's kind of that's an interesting answer, I guess, because that is one of the biggest differences. Even though obviously it's massively different interacting with people and getting to see fans and getting recognized in public, take pictures. And those are all things that obviously never happened to me, but.
Yeah. So people for a while were trying to figure out who you were and everything. Were you ever accidentally close to like revealing it, or was your voice giving it away? Were you ever close to like it coming out?
There was always there was some close calls where it was like I was like, oh my god. Like I had a guy deliver a mattress to me, and he asked me if I did YouTube, and I was like, no, why? He's like, oh, your voice sounds familiar. And I was like, okay. All right. But I don't know if he knew me, but he could have for sure.
Did you just try to like talk a little bit higher?
Yeah, like,
no.
No, what are you talking about?
For the mattress.
No, it was like, I can't be suspicious. No, I don't know. I've never heard that.
Wait, so
just put that mattress in the other room there?
So why did you put the face mask like back on? Like, what really prompted that?
Well, I mean, I always wanted the mask to be a big part of like Dream, like kind of it's like differentiating like Dream from Clay. Yeah. Is like when I'm Dream, then I'm wearing the mask, and when I'm not. But obviously, I never had like a good mask. Like the mask I had before was just really crappy, and like it was like a belt, and it was fan made, so I loved it. But it was just like I couldn't wear it in public. I couldn't see through it. And then I was having this one made, and then it just took a lot longer than I thought. Yeah. And I really wanted to like I love the fact that in my mind it's like it's such a massive thing behind Dream is like. Anyone could be Dream. Yeah. Before the face reveal, it was like, you didn't know what I looked like. I was on I only showed my gameplay, so on and so forth. So it's like, really anyone can be Dream. Yeah. And so I love the kind of meaning behind that. And I wanted to make sure I brought it back. And after it had been so long where I was showing my face for like 8 months straight, I was like, the mask was done. And I was like, okay, crap. Now it's kind of weird if I just randomly start wearing it. And so I was like, what is a good like way to bring this back into like almost like the Dream lore of like the story about the backstory behind Dream to make it make sense. People see it and they're like, oh, this is why he's doing that. That way they're not just like,
Yeah.
what, this is confusing. And so I was like, I think what would make a splash, what would do that is deleting the face reveal and then being like, hey, I'm going masked again. And so like that's something that I guess that's why.
And a bunch of people like reached out to you, be like, "Oh my god, like I'm so sorry," like right, because they thought like you felt like ashamed, right, or something. I was like, "That's the weirdest thing."
I had so many DMs, like, and like so many even influencers just didn't understand. Like, if you watch the video, you can tell it's satire. It's so obvious it's satire. Like, my best friends I live with are sitting there calling me ugly, being like, "Put it on!" And like, I'm in the McDonald's drive-thru, like shoving McDonald's under my helmet. Like, it's satire. Like, you can tell it's satire. But and obviously the description, if you read it and you're like assuming it's real, it just sounds really sad.
Yeah.
But I assumed you partner the description with the video, then all of a sudden you have this picture of me saying like, I'm sorry guys for being so ugly, like I'm gonna, whatever. I'm gonna work on my face. I say that at one point in it, like, what? But anyway, just, of course, when people don't watch the video and it's like clipped and gets billions of views on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok of just the description and just the picture of the fact that I deleted my face reveal, then that's what happens. And when KSI is tweeting, he needs to, I feel bad for him. He needs to like be better with his image and whatever. And you get people like, actual people DMing me and friends of mine. I had like literally one of my best friends DM me and was like, dude, are you all right? And I was like, did you watch the video? They said no. I said, watch the video, then come back. They came back, that's hilarious, 5 minutes later. And so like, they probably just saw like a Twitter headline.
Do you get lost in reading those comments sometimes? Because obviously there's some very nice ones and there's some very mean ones too. That just comes with that level of fame.
Yeah, no, I feel like I used to, up until even when I had like almost 10 million subscribers, I would read every comment for like the longest time. I think it was I remember there was a moment, I think it was in 2020, because I'm pretty sure that's when I hit 10 million, but this happened in 2020, so I don't know how many subs I had, but where I stopped, I was like, I can't keep up with all the comments. So of course I'd probably miss some because I would skim through, but I would sit there and every time I would upload a video, for the first day or so, I would read like every comment that would get posted. In waves or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I have a pretty good, healthy relationship with my view of myself. I'm pretty confident. I have a good like structure with my friends and my family.
Love it.
And so when I see something telling me like, it's like the best way I described it before is like I'm pretty confident. So it's like if I told you, your yellow hat's stupid, like. You're gonna be like, wait, my hat's not yellow. What do you mean?
Oh, I thought maybe the mask was like distorted.
No. The point being like,
it is a stupid hat though. It's got
no, I don't think so. But I think
it's one of the worst Super Bowls of all time.
I think somebody saying like it's. I treat that the same way. If let's say I told you your beanie looks stupid on you, you'd be like, what? I'm not wearing a beanie.
Right.
I feel the same way if someone says something to me or calls me something I'm not, or even if they say, oh, you're ugly or whatever, I'm like, okay, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm not wearing a beanie. What do you mean? I think that's kind of the same way I feel, and I think that's kind of a confidence thing, I guess.
For sure.
I was gonna say your mask in real life looks a lot different than or on camera.
Does it?
It's kind of like not in Aruba. It looks kind of creepy, honestly.
Really?
Like I don't know, like, if I had like sleep paralysis, like that'd be my sleep paralysis demon.
And I won't wake up
Like,
in the middle of
Nah, it's sick though. It's sick.
No, it does. You can't really see the meshiness of it on the camera.
Yeah, apparently someone told me that it was made by the same guys who made the Spider-Man mask.
Yeah, they made the Spider-Man mask. They made like Black Panther, Daft Punk. I think they've done like Batman and a bunch of other stuff. But
Dang,
bro.
Wait, so I have another question.
Do you have superpowers?
no.
Minecraft is a superpower.
Oh, true.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say, so like once you did your like real face reveal, did anyone come like back into your life like, I went to high school with that guy, like I know him?
No.
No one?
What?
No, but also I didn't have social media, so I didn't really have many pictures of me. I didn't have like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I had none of them. And also I went into online school in my first year of high school, so it would have had to be people from middle school, and I look nothing. Like I literally like nothing. I'm like unrecognizable to what I looked like when I was in like middle school and high school. So I feel like there's not really anybody that could do that, and if they did, maybe I didn't see it or something, because
I could have swore I saw a viral TikTok, like once you did your face reveal, someone went to the yearbook and put a picture of you. I could have swore. I'll have to find it.
Well, on
I could've swore.
this note of all your appearance stuff, can you explain the Inside Out Roblox jacket?
Oh yeah, so Inside Out's because I was wearing the mask when I was rushing in here and putting it on, and I was like, oh, it's Inside Out, and I was like, you know what, it looks kind of cool. I'll keep it on. And the fact that it's Roblox is because they were giving them out at VidCon, and I was like, give me that.
Yeah,
So,
it's kind of sick. I like it.
All right, we got, I think, one last segment. We did it with Sap earlier. Celebrity boxing. We're going to throw out some names. You're going to let us know if you can beat them in real life in a boxing match.
All right.
Controversial one as the first one. Sapnap.
I could beat Satnap.
You could?
I think
He said the opposite.
only because height and length. I think if we were the same height, he'd kick my ass. I think if we were even like a little closer in height, and we had like a month to train, he'd kick. I think if we were thrown in the arena right now, he'd probably kick my ass. But I think if you gave us both a month right now and we were our same heights and weights and we both had the same, I think I'd win.
But you kind of named him, so in that way you kind of are his father, right?
If you box him, would you wear the mask or no?
That's kind of cheating. I put like cushions in it. I'm like, all right, come at me. I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
All right, next one,
You
George.
got Jarvis in that thing? Does Jarvis talk to you in that mask?
Yeah, I have a little earpiece. George, yeah, I'd be George.
Yeah, George, easy.
Yeah.
KSI.
Guess I'd kick my ass.
Even if you train?
Oh yeah.
You think?
I guess if you give us what you're talking about, you train 5 years in the future, we both train 5 years, or I get 10 years training, he gets like 1 or something.
You're a big guy. Like, how tall are you?
I'm 6'2".
6'2"?
But KSI's I think he's like 5'11".
Yeah, you got him beat.
Yeah, but it's
picking
not.
you.
I don't think
Picking
length
you.
is that much. Like Sapnap's like 5'7" or 5'8".
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think he's 5'8". I don't want. He's gonna get mad at me for saying 5'7". Yeah, he's like he's 5'8", guys. So like I think that's a bigger, like that's an extra 2 inches obviously there,
Yeah.
and yeah, I don't know. And
All right.
and KSI has all the training, so.
We got another YouTube guy, Speed.
Speed.
I show Speed.
I feel like he's pretty fit.
Yeah.
And he's also like a fucking wild animal. Like, actually.
He's insane.
I feel like I would just be like the fear might even just overpower like the fact. I think he'd beat me.
Really?
Yeah.
He does bark a lot.
He does bark.
But now I have to give you someone else, and now I feel bad that next one of the people that I said. Give me like 5 more people in a rapid succession.
How
Like
about XQC?
XQC. Oh, I think as of right now I'd be XQC. He's a bit small.
He has a tad bit of that I show speed energy where he.
Yeah, he's pretty. I think if we had like training, I think it'd be a good fight. Like I think he'd put time in and it'd be a good fight.
Would you ever actually do like celebrity boxing?
I mean, probably not, but like, who knows? If they come calling in like, hey, look, $100 billion, then like, I'd be like, okay, you know what? Fine. I don't need my face. I wear the
How
mask.
about Giga Chad?
Yeah, exactly.
He might win. I was just trying to give you a layup of saying, yeah, he would beat me.
Yeah, he beat me.
I want to ask you about your music. Is that something that you are, because you're doing a lot more now than you used to, is that something you're like want to fully become like a full musician, or is this like part Minecraft, part musician, or is that like a future thing where you're going to be all music?
Yeah, I mean, this is something I really, really want to like. I need so much time to talk about because it's such a meaningful thing to me, and so I feel like it's hard for me to lay it out right now. But I mean, I guess I can quickly summarize, and I feel like I will always be doing gaming because I love it, and it's in my way. Like the reason I like music is because I like writing. I wanted to be an author when I was a kid. I wanted to be a YouTuber, but my big thing was I wrote books. I wrote 2 75,000 word novels when I was like 16, 17. I wanted to have them published, and I was like, my dream job was to be an author for such a long time, and I was able to find that in music. 3 years ago. And telling stories and you're just condensing it into like from a long form to just you're condensing it in a cool, fun way. And I learned a lot through all the 3 different songs I released. I worked with different people, different producers, industry. I did some a lot of one song myself, another song I did a lot less of, and kind of learned a lot. And then I was like, I actually want to dive into this. And so I just like I did with YouTube, where I was like, I actually want to take this seriously. I did the same thing with music. I was like, I actually want to take this seriously. I sat there, I studied, I looked into actual, I got lessons, I talked to people, and then obviously I progressed from there. And so now I'm at the point where I feel like I've learned a lot, and I'm ready to try and take it on and take it seriously. Now, it doesn't mean I want to be a full-time musician, but I want to be viewed as someone who is taking it seriously and doing it because they care about it, and not viewed as, he's just a gamer that's doing it because he can. Because I feel like there's a lot of people that once you get a big platform, you can just be like, I'm going to do music because I have a big following.
Yeah.
Whereas with mine, it's like, I want to do music because it's an emotional outlet that I feel like I can tell stories that I can't tell anywhere else. I can't make a tweet and be like, I mean, I could, but I'm not going to make it feels weird to make a tweet and be like, yeah, guys, I had this ex-girlfriend, and my ex-girlfriend lived here, and yeah, I used to do this drive up there, and then now I don't miss her, but I miss the drive. Like, it just feels weird doing that versus like singing that in a song. It's such a cool story, and so like, I feel like I can tell stories I can reach people that I can't reach through Minecraft or gaming. So, yes and no. I feel like I'll always be a gamer. I'll always be playing Minecraft. But at the same time, I do want to take music seriously.
Cool.
Last thing, any plans for the future? Just Minecraft, or like what are your long-term goals like overall? Like,
my long-term goal is just to keep myself happy. Try and keep innovating and doing new stuff. I mean, that's obviously why I was successful in the first place, is because I did new stuff and unique things that you could find, and you couldn't find Manhunt somewhere else. You'd be like, oh, that's Manhunt, that's Dream.
Yeah.
And I want to continue to do that. And obviously, the less time I have, the harder it is. But the more I still feel like I'm just as dedicated to doing that as I used to be. So I'll be happy with. That's not very specific, but I will be happy with as long as I'm trying my best to do that, then I'll be pretty happy.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Any more questions?
Yeah, I got one. Who's your dream music collab?
Ooh, I feel like I'm gonna get asked that so much, and I feel like it's hard to pick and choose because I don't know. I feel like I'd want to collab with someone who really has a story to tell and that wants to tell it with me. So it'd probably be someone that I'd have to find someone specifically that we both have a story that's kind of untold we want to tell that are similar, that relate to each other, that we want to tell together, and we can collab on something, make like a masterpiece that you can scream to or cry to or laugh at or
Hell
whatever.
yeah.
So Drake?
Yeah, sure.
Or the Island Boys?
Yeah, sure, exactly.
That would be sick.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Dream, thanks for hopping on
Yeah,
the bus,
thank
baby.
you so
Dream.
much.
Let's
Thank
go.
you.
Dream,
Appreciate it
clap it
so
up.
much.
Let's go. Dream, the absolute legend.
We got a lot out very quickly. That was
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
good.